Welcome back. In sports, former PNG Pukpuk 7 sprint sensation Albert Levi Jr. and Eugene Tokavai have been named in the East New Britain Kayas squad for the inaugural 2016 Export Lager Rugby Challenge set for the 23rd of this month. While Tokavai has been competing in the club and provincial competitions, Levi's preparations have flown under the radar. Their return to the rugby scene is certain to push a number of rookies who also have been named in the squad. Skolasangi reports.
After a 2-year absence, former Kimber Rebel Albert Levi Jr. has been named in the East New Britain Kayas 30-man squad for the 2016 Export Lager Rugby Challenge next week. Levi's return to provincial rugby is sure to push a number of rookies also named in the Kayas squad. And following his selection in PNG Rugby Football Union's development side, the Inter-Oil Turagus, to the recent Black Orchid Sevens tournament, Eugene Tokavai has also been named in the squad. Rising sensation William Tirang, Hensley Peter, and Arthur Clement have also been named. Capital Rugby Union's Player of the Season, Jeremy Kuveu, has also been slipped into the squad, adding experience alongside Levy and Tokavai. The East New Britain province has seen a steady growth of rugby union. With the rollout of PNG RFU's Pacific in Union and Get Into Rugby development programs, there has been a spark in interest in both the junior, men's and women's rugby. The East New Britain Kayas squad will be trimmed to a 23-man team next week before the kick-off of the challenge. Skolasangi, NBC National Sports, Port Moresby.
The Pacific MMI Corporate Company's slow-pitched softball kicked off this morning at the Bissini Softball Precinct with more than 30 corporate companies participating. Some teams were forfeited due to non-attendance for the games. Paul Talmick Jr. reports.
Despite the hot sunny weather conditions, the corporate companies came out in numbers to participate in the Pacific MMI Corporate Company's slow-pitch softball tournament. Since some of the corporate companies like NDB2 Green could not score any runs after only 1 run scored to trail by 1. They saw Oil Set 7 the upper hand in their batting and speed that kept them in the lead all throughout by 13 runs to 1.
The event that started today, it's going to be about 9 weekends of competition. We have about 31 teams in the competition playing an hour game. The event is sponsored by Pacific MMI. I think this is the sixth season which they've supported the association.
Park said this corporate slow pitch is organized by the Port Moresby Women's Softball Association and it will run for the next 9 weekends.
Yes, for 9 weekends until September, the 10th of September, that's the finals for the slow pitch.
She said the corporate slow pitch is supported by the Pacific MMI Good Insurance Through and it's to see most of the workers of each of the corporate companies to come out and enjoy and have fun in the sport of softball.
I guess the avenue is being provided for them to come and have fun. At the same time as well, we are trying to promote softball. So in it being fast pitch, we have slow pitch and the juniors. So like I said, it's away from the office desk and onto the field. Yeah.
Few corporate teams that did not turn up were forfeited by 2 of the corporate teams. FCP SSSLS were forfeited by NDB Yellow but played a 3 innings friendly game. Paul Talmick Jr., NBC National Sports, Port Moresby.
Following the staging of the Black Orchid Sevens tournament early this month, the fraternity is gearing up for the PNG Rugby Football Union's first 15s championships in years. The inaugural Export Rugby Challenge is set to kick off next week, with 12 provincial teams competing in 3 respective conferences. The initiative is an effort to revive the Super Fours concept, which ceased in the early 2000s. Skolasangi has this report.
With the backing by SP Brewery's Export Lager brand early this year, PNG Rugby Football Union is now able to stage both its national championships, the Export Lager Rugby Challenge for Rugby 15s and Export 7 Series. The championships create an avenue to elevate players from club rugby to provincial and the national level, exposing them to a higher level of rugby competition at each stage. The rollout of the Pacifican Union and Get Into Rugby program has enabled PNG Rugby Football Union's 12 member associations to participate in the inaugural championships. All have been pulled in 3 respective conferences. The New Guinea Islands Conference consists of the New Ireland Drongos, East New Britain Kayas, West New Britain Rebels, and the autonomous region of Bougainville's Black Orchids. The Morobe Hammerheads and Tiger Sharks, Gorka Kilituas, and Medang Medgowns are pulled in the Northern Conference, while Capital Rugby Union's Bormas and Gai Gais, Daro Stingrays, and Oro will go head-to-head in the Southern Conference. All New Guinea Islands Conference matches will be played in Rabaul, Scrum Oval in Lae for the Northern Conference, and Sir John Guy Stadium in Port Moresby for the Southern Conference. The Export Rugby Challenge begins next weekend in the 3 respective centres and will see round 2 on the 30th of July. Scholar Sengi, NBC National Sports, Port Moresby.
More than 50 golf caddies turned out to be the caddies to each of the golf players at the Port Moresby Golf Course. These young caddies vie to get the attention of the golfers, amongst whom only a few were picked to be the caddies on each day. The caddies were banned for the last 2 months or so due to the break and enter and robbing of the Royal Port Moresby Golf Club, where alcohol and other things worth 50,000 kina were stolen. Paul Talmick Jr. reports.
Last Sunday, a meeting was held between the Royal Port Moresby Golf Club members and the caddies and the community of Erima and Morata. The members told the caddies that anything like hold-up on the course and the clubhouse, there will be a total ban on the caddies. Meanwhile, few members of the club are bringing in their own golf caddies with them. Paul Talmick Jr., NBC National Sports, Port Moresby.
The Sir Burikidu Heart Foundation today held its golf day to raise funds for the Heart Institute. 17 corporate companies participated and others only paid in their fees but did not participate. Again, Paul Talmick Jr. reports.
Despite the vote of no confidence, the Sir Burikidu Heart Foundation held its golf day with corporate companies coming out to participate for a worthy cause. Chairman of the Sir Burikidu Heart Foundation, Benny Popoitai, said every year they hold this golf day and the funds raised goes towards helping those having heart diseases and other ailments.
And we are grateful for the many teams that came in to support the cause, to raise funds, to support the operation and the existence of the Sir Burikidu Heart Institute.
He said some of the heart machines are now overused and needs about 1 million kina now to purchase new machines.
All the other machines that are being used for the work of the Heart and Heart Institute are getting old, and we're looking at the budget from today until perhaps this time next year to spend over 1 million kina to replenish the old machines, the aging machines that needs to go.
He also acknowledged some of the companies that have supported this cause for the past 21 years.
Yes, the Bank of Papua New Guinea is always out there as our key sponsor, and then we have many supporters that come out every year without fail. We have Murupasi lawyers, and we have the others like the Port Moresby Golf Club who are always receptive and give their time to ensure that the competition is a success.
As the teams getting onto the course for their tee-off, seen are some getting off like the ANZ team and Vincent Merupasi team. Others like Pacific MMI's N. Saruva patted an eagle on the 3rd green on par 4. Oilset's team of Benny Popoitai and Willie Kupo had an even golf day against MVIL team. The Sir Burikidu Heart Foundation also checked every competitor's heart conditions before the golfing competitions. Paul Talmick Jr., NBC National Sports, Port Moresby.
In their second year of rolling out AFL PNG's new kick development program, Bomana Primary have taken out the crown in the Under-13 Girls Division in Port Moresby AFL Junior Schools competition. Sevesa Moria defeated Coronation Primary to take the title in the Under-12 Boys Division, while St. Peter's thrashed Ward Street Primary in the Under-13 Boys Grand Final. Scholar Sangi reports.
Bomana Primary posted 3 goals and 2 behinds against Boroko Primary's 2 goals and 2 behinds to take out the Under-13 Girls Crown in Port Moresby's Junior AFL Schools Competition Grand Final today. The 20 points to 14 victory marked a milestone for the school, as Bomana Primary School's AFL club patron, Tyva Thomas, said.
Oh, it was awesome. The children are really excited because it's the first time the AFL game was introduced last year in our school. And this is the first time the Bomana has gone through this grand final. And it's really overwhelming. The children are really excited about this day.
While the win tops an intense 14 weeks of competition, it's also a turning point for girls' participation in sports.
I mean, at the first place, it was very high. We had a big number of boys and girls who joined the team. But as the competition progressed all through to this time, the numbers started dropping out. And these very few girls who went in through the grand final, they were the ones who held up the team up until today. Most of their friends left them already. Yeah. The girls under 13, they went through to this grand final. Since when the game started, they've been on the top all throughout the school boys and girls AFL competition.
As a teacher and a parent, Tyva, along with her husband, have been supporting the school's AFL teams. However, she hopes that more parents and guardians come on board next year.
Very little support. Most of the support for this grand final, myself and Mr. Thomas have been supporting the children because our daughter, Patricia, is also in this team. And because of her sake and being a teacher too in the school, I had to stand in because my daughter was in this team. So I have been supporting them all throughout this game. Of course, in future, I would like those parents who are sitting there in the houses, you need to support your children because this is the way to go to solve some of the problems that we have in our country with social problems, especially with children who do wrong things and they get themselves into trouble. We can encourage them to be good people when they come to play such games like this.
In other results, Sevesa Moria stole the crown of Coronation Primary in the Under-12 Boys Grand Final, while St. Peter's thrashed Ward Street Primary School 33 points to 2 to claim the Under-13 Boys Grand Final. Scholar Sengi, NBC National Sports, Port Moresby.
Sports ends on that note, Jerry. It's back to you.
Thank you, Evelyn. And stay with us. We'll return after the break with the finance news.